back from the morning to the nightfall. Felt trapped till I worked through the tight bar. Stay sharp like a blade on a knife saw. Gotta do my thing, let you know I'm nothing like y'all. See them haters in disguise, be the main ones. It was dark at the bottom where I came from. Made my way through it all, I remain on. Can't play games in this life and it ain't fun. Make sure my fam straight, that's the bottom line. Got the glow and the glimmer, so I gotta shine. Can't trust no one, not thinking about love. Only focus on the commas and the dollar sign. I don't really want no parts of the mischief, and I really find hard to keep a friendship. So many things in my heart I contend with. God on my side, wasn't for him would have been tripped. Everything ain't all good, but I'm on cloud nine. Even though I can't rush, it's about time. Even when it gets coarse, gotta stay on course. Keep a plan, blueprint, and an outline. Feeling all spaced out like a Martian. Let my soul spill out all this content. Trying hard to stay awake from the nonsense. Every day, though I stay awake and I'm conscious. Even though I am tough and it shows, got down on my luck, I suppose. So spiritual, but some things trouble my soul. Getting pretty rough on this road. I don't wanna chill, so I pick up and I go. Too much anger got me stuck in this mode. Really need love, but it's still lust that I chose. Heart try to open up and it closed. I just need someone I can talk to. I confess and confide to a cold beat. I don't care what it do when it go down. I can tell you what it is, what it's gon' be. When the pills don't work and it still gets worse. On the end trying hard at the OD. Yeah, I only got a piece of a fuck left, cause the rest of it died on the old me. Everything moving fast when my grandma passed, and my chest felt the pain, it was so deep. No words could express just how I feel. No lie could
I guess it was. Check. What is going on, everybody? I don't know what just happened or why that just stopped, but shoot, we'll get it going, man. What's going on today, man? It's AYEMONTIE here with another AVA interview, and you guys already know how this goes, man. This is the spot where we get deeper than the music, you know what I mean? We want to get really tapped and in tune with these artists' lives, because I feel like nobody really has asked these types of questions, and we want to know, man. And today we have another dope artist here, man, and I am super excited for this interview because this is a good guy right here, man. This is a really dope dude who makes dope music, and I like working with him, man. He's a really good dude. So let me introduce him. aresofstreetarmy. What is going on, bro?
What's going on, AYEMONTIE? It's a pleasure to be here. And like he said,
man,
I like working with this guy, man. Professionalism at its finest. You know, a good, clean environment, and we make dope music together, man. This the guy that's partially responsible for the sound, you know, from evolving my sound for what it was.
I appreciate that, man, and it's a great sound, man. It's very, it's like a motivational street music. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like it gives you that feeling that you just you're like it's some shit I'm trying to listen to while I'm working out, bro. You know what I mean? It's some shit that is motivating me to be like, all right. You know what I mean? And it's different, and that's why I like that shit, man. I really do.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Bro.
But like I said, I mean, quick before we even get into it, just give them a little introduction, you know what I'm saying? Like a little bit about you real quick, you know?
Okay, I'm the supernatural being by the name of Ares from Street Army. Ares of Street Army if you're looking for me on all platforms. I love to do music. It's therapeutic. It's organic for me. It's not a facade. It's not an alter ego. It's none of that. I'm telling you my vibe. I'm telling you my dimension from which I came. You know, shout out to the great individuals and musicians and producers that I confer and work with. You know, shout out to Mac Motto, NyQuil, God Mommy, Lynn Hobbs, Kiko Sam. Like, you know, we got a crazy, you know, squad of Avengers, and you know, AYEMONTIE, he helps us organize it and make it sound crisp and solid for y'all pleasure, you know?
Of course, man, of course, baby. You know what I mean? Let's give a quick round of applause to my boy, man. That's my
Thank
guy
you.
Right here.
Thank you.
It's like I have the soundboard. I always forget to use it, so I didn't want to forget this time. We here for it, man. So, yeah, we're going to dig right into it, man. So, I like to start this off as a timeline. Like, first of all, I want to go back, man. I want to take it back before the music, bro, before adulthood, before even your teenage years, man. Let's talk about your childhood, you know? Where are you from? Where were you born? Where were you from? Where'd you grow up?
For those that don't know, I'm originally from Queens, New York, Jamaica, Queens, South Side. You already know. But I'm an East Coast representative as well, you know, from NY to VA. Yeah, so New York is Queens, Flatbush, Brooklyn. And, you know, when we talking about Virginia, we talking about Norfolk. You know, we talking about Norfolk, and, you know, with a splash of Hampton in there. So, yeah, the best of all worlds.
How old were you when you moved down here?
I was probably like 12-ish, you know what I mean?
And you've been here since, pretty much?
Nah, I went back.
Oh, okay.
You know, I went back probably about 18, 19.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
What made you come down here in the first place?
Well, ultimately, my grandmother, she kind of She kind of kidnapped me. I ain't gonna say she kidnapped me, but
Okay.
she took care of me. She kept me out of bad environments, and she thought it would be better for us to migrate down here, because
Gotcha.
I grew up in I was born in '85, so it's like that was a crazy era in New York. Four finger rings, parts, dope boys, all of that crazy stuff. Not to say my dad was into a whole lot, but he was in the streets.
Yeah.
And so grandma, she preserve you. She take you with her. And she brought me down to Virginia, thought it'd be a better atmosphere for me to, evolve in.
Okay. So, like, was your mother around too much as a kid, or?
I met her at a different point of my life, but she wasn't initially there.
Okay, so it was really just your pops and your grandma. So tell me about your early childhood in the city. What was it like growing up in New York City?
It definitely is fast paced. You don't really get a chance to enjoy childhood. You got to mature kind of fast. You know what I mean? So by 12 or so, I'm probably like super advanced. I'm probably like 20 years old in my mind, almost.
As far as like knowledge, as far as like life knowledge.
Yeah, being on point, knowing how to assert yourself in different situations, different atmospheres.
Right.
And so I kind of had an edge on the people when I came down to Virginia. They wasn't as advanced, you know what I mean?
I got you.
But Virginia has its upsides too, because being in Virginia, I got a chance to appreciate patience, watching things grow, observing nature, and so yeah, I get the best of both.
I feel that. It was like a complete opposite for me, because New York, I'm from like upstate, so it's like I'm from the country and stuff, and then coming down here is more like city for me. So it's
okay, all
you
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like
I
it's
get
a
what
different
you're saying.
feel, but New York City is just a whole different animal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So tell me about like your elementary school days. Like growing up in the city, did you have to take the bus? Did you walk to school? Like what was that like being like a real young kid in New York City?
At that point in time, it was like every day was an adventure of some sort. Everything around you is concrete, everything around you is cold, so you just observing people, their body language, their reactions to things, missing the train, different things, the hustle that you got to be in to get on the train.
You had to take like multiple trains to get to school?
Yeah, we had to travel.
Wow.
Okay. So, and then it was always like somebody different. Like, that was back in the day where you like your family, like a village, like they'll bond together for a common goal. You know what I mean? It's not that so much anymore, but yeah, it's one day your grandfather might take you. Next day your grandma, she might drop you off. But I appreciate my ancestors. I appreciate my origin. And shout out to G-Ma, shout out to G-Pa,
Right. So moving down here, you said you were about 12 years old, right? What was that like for you, like that transition from the city to a whole new area? You had to start school over, all that,
Yeah. So, you never really have one set group of friends, you know what I mean? That's one thing that you can say, but I got a chance to know different people from different demographics, different parts of the world. Virginia has a large conglomerate of people from different areas.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They all siphon and filter out here. So, going to school out here was almost like that movie Dangerous Minds. You know what I mean? It was like, everybody was from different places, and you got different animals in the jungle. So that was kind of cool. You make some early alliances, some early friends, and some lifetime bonds. I still know a lot of people from my youth.
Right. Because I'm sure, that's a really big transition to have to like jump from school to school and something, because when you were growing up, did you go to a lot of different schools, or did you?
Oh yeah.
And what's that experience like for you? Like, did that kind of build a wall? Because,
I mean, see, for me, growing up, academics was very imperative. For my dad, he wasn't playing none of that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My granddad wasn't playing none of that.
Right.
Like, so we had a high standard. So being intelligent, you kind of stand out already.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't like that. They do like it. Some people need you to lead the way.
Right.
That was one of the things. I was always outspoken. Some would say talkative. But I always observed people, and for some reason, I didn't know why certain people gravitated towards me. I had to be on point. So, not building a wall, but you got to be on point. And
Kind of keep your guard up.
Yeah. And every time somebody tried me, they paid for it. You know what I mean? Severely. So.
Yeah, I got you. So, you said academics were super important for you. Like, what did that mean to you, to your pops? Like, why was he so hard on you? Which is a great thing. I don't, you know, it's just like, why was it so important for him?
Yeah, I think you know, with having a child, or with anybody having a child, you wanna build a stronger momentum than what you were coming with. Like, my dad is super intelligent. You know what I mean? Some people got parents that they know for being that are known from being gangsters or being this person, or hard working. And my dad is definitely a hard worker, but he's super intelligent. Everybody knows him for being like doctor smart. So that same crest was placed on me. So whether people know it or not, I had straight A's and B's from kindergarten to 12th grade. Like,
wow, that's really good. Yeah, I was terrible at school, I ain't gonna lie. Like, right after middle school, once I got into high school, that was it for me. I was terrible at it.
But you're a smart dude.
Yeah, I'm smart, street smart, I guess, or just like life smart. But when it comes to like books and shit, and like, no, fuck that. Math, terrible. Like, spelling, terrible. Like, no, but do you feel like it affected you not really having your mom around too much as a kid?
I mean, yeah.
And like, did it affect you in a positive way, in a negative way? Like, do you feel like it made you a better person, or?
Okay, so in the beginning, you know, as a child, you don't really have the full capacity to understand everything. So you like, where's my mom? You know, and I had, you know, early separation from that makes you have to, you know, grow a certain level of coarseness with yourself. But upon meeting her, and I have a sister, you know, that's, you know, I met my sister and my mom at a certain point in my life, and it was a totally different lifestyle than what my dad and my grandma had me living. You know, my mom had a couple of mental and emotional issues that she was working her way through, and a couple of things that she was going through I didn't quite understand. So when I finally got a chance to really meet her and be around her, like, she's a dope individual, but I saw her epic, you know, and one day I was going to church, and in the future I was going to church, and one of the preachers was like, sometimes we wonder why we don't have things when other people have things. And it's, you know, God is preserving us. He basically preserving us. So when I look at that in the aspect of me not having my mom, it's like my grandmother and my grandfather, they preserved me. You know, to not have to go through her individual struggle. And I always wondered why some of my qualities were the way they were, but it wasn't until I was edified more on my dad and my mom, who they actually are, that I started really understanding myself. So it helped, you know, not being on the front line of her struggle. Right. But it was always questions I had about myself that, you know, why am I different from other people? Why do I have the sense of humor that I have? Why am I a quick thinker on my feet? So once I got a chance to meet her, I'm like, yo, she's clever, she's smart, she's witty. And my grandmother on her side told me that she used to freestyle. So it's just crazy, like, music was in me. Meanwhile, I'm with my dad, he's in the car, he'll pull over to the side of the road, get some paper out of it. He'd be like, yo, how that sound? And in my head, I'm like, man, you whack. You know what I mean? I'm like, I could do better than that. You know what I mean? But he wasn't bad. He was a writer. He liked to write. You know what I mean? And my mom liked to freestyle. So that bomb, you know what I mean, made me.
Yeah, yeah.
The gamma rays from that, you know.
The gamma rays from that. So tell me, like, how old were you, like, when you did finally meet your mom?
The first encounter, I was probably like 7.
Oh, okay.
You know
it wasn't too deep in your life.
Yeah, it was 7, but I didn't get a chance to really, you know, I would live with her for spurts at a time, but then when she had, like, you know, her mental or emotional things that she was going through, my grandmother grabbed me back, like, nah, you know what I mean?
Right. So when you moved down here, did y'all move down here to be closer, or was it just like coincidence? Was your mom here or in New York?
She was in New York.
Is she in New York still?
Yeah, currently, yes.
Okay. So you were still in New York at those times. So
yep, exactly, back and forth.
Having to like transition from household to household, how did that affect as far as all around, like, because you're getting taught different things from different angles.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like, how did that really affect you? Did it like hurt? Like, did it?
I mean, I always had to be on my toes. Like, you know, things were forever changing on like a Rubik's Cube type of thing. So I always had to adhere to new and different things. Like, yeah, you know. And even to this day, I have a hard time just sitting still. Like, it's something crazy right now, like, just to have to sit still. So, you know, when I encounter friction, you know, in my younger years, I would run towards it. But now, like, I really try to, I like my peace. I like my quiet, you know. I like both aspects of the city and being out here in the country, you know, a bit of both.
Shit, city's too much for me. I ain't gonna lie. It's cool to visit, not to live.
No more. I get it. You know I went back the other day, and I just got back like 3 days ago, and I was like, yo, I love the air and all of that, but the people and the, the space. I need my space and peace of mind.
Yeah, it's too much, man. It's too. I miss the spread out. You know what I mean? So tell me about like your life in school. Like, what was school like for you? First in New York, like, what was it like being in school for you? Did you have like a lot of friends? Did you play sports? Like, tell me what your school life first in New York.
So in the early aspect of going to school, it was just like I said, it was an adventure every day. So it's like make it out and make it positive beyond your atmosphere. So it was like, I was explaining this to somebody the other day. New Yorkers, we got a different perseverance than most people. Just stepping out your front door is like, yo, we got to break through different firmaments and different barriers just to get on the train, just to make it from point A to point B. That's the coarseness that people don't quite understand, but you got to have a dimension of that. So that's what it was for me in the young early parts, New York stuff. Moving down here, I always felt like my brain and everything moved a little bit faster than the people out here. Not to say anything about them, but
the same way,
yeah, but I just felt like I was more advanced, like I was catching on way faster than it was. I could see body language, I could see people reactions and different things. School was easy to me. It was easy to me because I always want to learn new things and I always want to figure things out. So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I know that the school system in New York was definitely advanced because when I came down here, I was in 11th grade, bro, and I was already had like more credits than
college courses
and shit. Like, I was not doing well in school up there, so I came down here still with more credits than I needed.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, they push it on you.
It was it's definitely a lot different because I felt the same way, bro. I was like, I feel like I catch on to things a lot faster than That's just me. So tell me about your like high school days, bro. Like, did you play sports?
Yeah.
What'd you play?
I wrestled, and I've been boxing since I was like 7. Like,
what got you into boxing?
My uncle, rest in peace, my Uncle Black, aka Squeak.
Okay.
He got me into boxing, and my brother, his name Mega Man. So we call him Mega for short. But the same way I rhyme is the same way he boxes. Like, he's artful with it.
Right.
He's skilled with it. So, growing up in the household, having brothers and stuff, we didn't always just argue it out or scissors, rock, paper. Sometimes you gotta show what you know. You know what I mean? So,
you gotta deck it out.
Yeah. So for
real, that's how it be sometimes, especially with your brothers, man. Like, those are the people you can fight, and then you know it's just gonna be that.
Yeah, it ain't like and he's so nice, like, people didn't even want to challenge him. They didn't want to put the gloves on with him. And it's like, yo, I'm not scared of anything but people that I care about dying or being hurt, because that's something I can't absorb.
Yeah.
So I never wanted to hurt my brother or anything like that. But I always, like, I'm the big bro, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so we had to get into it a couple of times, or we had to put the gloves on, and, I'm willing to learn. And, we just titans. That's just what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a good relationship. Me and my brother's the same way. We always deck it out and shit. I would always get my ass beat, but I was the youngest brother. So, but have you done like any like organized fights or?
Yeah, growing up, training in the boxing gym in Norfolk, out Burrard Park, we had competitions. We had things, and then, you don't tell people that you box because it's almost like cooking. Everybody want to challenge. They want to challenge. So, growing up in the school that I was in, and, having a girlfriend that was popular from a different hood, it was always something. You know what I mean? It was always something. They like, yo, those the two brothers that box. Living in Norfolk, I'm from Park Place. Okay. You know what I mean? She lived in Lambert's Point. That was her hood, and they two rival hoods. So, crossing your hood to get to another hood, and, you walk through basketball courts and you hear everybody's feet stop and the ball stop bouncing. And then, people want to try you and all of that. So it's like, and then in those days, it wasn't a whole army. It was just me and my brother, army of two, and we was wrecking shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my language. We were fucking people up. Yeah.
How do you feel like that affected you, like having to always have your guard up because the people were trying you? Like,
I was used to it by high school. You know what I mean? And I got.
How many fights would you say you've been in?
I can't really say.
There's been like a lot. Like.
All right, so when you say fights, because sometimes people got knocked the fuck out and it wasn't even a fight, so it don't.
Altercations. I just want to say altercations.
Altercations be happening. Yeah, they be happening.
Yeah.
It be happening,
especially in that type of field. So tell me more about, like, we're pretty much through high school at this point, you know what I mean? Tell me about, like, right after high school. Like, what was that like for you? What did you decide to do
after high school? I was so happy to still just even be living, you know what I mean?
Facts.
I was so happy to even have, a cognitive mind and still have myself intact. I was still creating music. Around that time, I had like a teacher / mentor. They went out of the classroom, and me and my homeboy D Nice, he was beating on the table, and I started rhyming. and the teachers was watching me from the outside of the classroom. And he came, he said, come here. His name was Dave. He said, come here. He said, man, you super talented. He was like, wow, all your songs, or every time you rap, you talking about violence or hurting somebody. He was like, yo, you could do so much more if you just, you know, expand your mind. He was like, as a matter of fact, I got a studio in the back of the Boys and Girls Club. He said, it's out Cary Park. It no longer exists to this day, but it was there. And he was like, yo, you gotta come check us out. We got equipment, you're always welcome. And I'm like, man, what do you mean, man? Like, we don't go to that hood, you know what I mean? Like, so he was like, man, you're always welcome. He just left the invitation there. And then one day, me and my brother was at home in the room just punching the punching bag. He like, yo, you gonna go? I was like, what you mean? He's like, to the studio, man. I was like, yeah. And so we marched, you know, went to a different studio, went to, you know, the Boys and Girls Club, and that gave me something constructive to do with myself after time. If I wasn't there at the Boys and Girls Club, we were at the boxing gym. Right. But even that had its trials, you know, going to the studio every day. Like I said, it was another hood. So, but me and him, we just like, yo, it's another campaign. We was just like army or two. So, and then when it came to being at school, I never really wanted to rhyme with people that wasn't really impressive, for real. Like I wrote my poems, I wrote my raps and all of that. I hear them, I'd be like, Mm-hmm. But then my brother, he banged on the table one day, you know. He was known for taking people lunch, so he just banged on the table and just, you know, grabbed somebody food and was eating their fries. He was like, you want some? I was like, no, I'm good. He was like, yo, spit how you be spitting at home. It was almost like a B-Rabbit 8 Mile moment.
Yeah.
I got in the mix of that. And so after the school years, it was still about me creating music, me putting my life together in an organized way. But I had a son when I was like 21.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That must have been a huge change for you.
Yeah.
Huge change in dynamic because you're still young.
Mm-hmm.
Still pretty much a kid, you know what I mean? At 21, you're still
young. You think
young.
you know everything, but you don't.
Shit. I swear, once you get out of high school, bro, and like you get into the real world, you realize you don't know a goddamn thing, and they ain't teach you a damn thing in school for real.
We can't use none of that out here.
Can't use none of that shit. Like it really is to me pointless. Like let's teach kids life skills all day, like trades and life skills, like for real. So tell me a little bit about that, like you know, like your kid coming into the world. What was like the big change for you? Like, did you change your entire lifestyle, or did you really kind of keep it the same but just adjust? Like,
to be honest, man, I think before that I was super destructive. Like I was super destructive, whether it be to myself, whether it be the opposition, whether it be the things that I touch. You know how Midas got the touch of gold? It was like I was breaking and just I was destroying a lot of stuff. I didn't care about really how people took things for real. Right. And so, you know, him being in my world, I was like, yo, it would be sad or it would be bad if something happened to me and I didn't get a chance to see him grow. You know what I mean? So I started watching the way I exhibit myself and, you know, my interactions and all of that. So he was like one of the greatest things that ever happened. And it was a beef situation at that point in time that I really wanted to clip somebody, but I didn't. You know what I mean? Because I had to I was at the fork in the road, either put my energy into that or put my energy into him. And it showed me that, you know, anything that I put my will to, especially him, is worth doing. You know what I mean? So.
And is this like your only child?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I got other children that I care for and I love like mine, but that's my only biological.
No, I feel that. Well, we pretty much got through that then. Like we got through pretty much till today, you know. So tell me about when was the first time, we're gonna get into the music now. I really want to know more about the music. So tell me first of all, when was the first time you ever wrote a rap or a rhyme or just anything that was considered music?
Okay, so yeah, my dad, like when we got out of school, it was like whether we had homework or not, we had to study for at least 2 hours. You know what I mean? So if I had no homework, I'm still at the table studying, and then after that, I'm like, yo, my time isn't up yet, man. I'm still looking at the clock. And so I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna try to write a rhyme. That was probably like middle school. Probably, I ain't gonna say probably, it was 6th grade. After my homework, I'm like, yo, let me try to write a rhyme. Let me write a poem. And then I kept challenging myself, like, yo, what could I write in 30 minutes? What could I write in 10 minutes? Let me write about this. Let me write about that. But I had a cousin, his name was Rockstar, and he was known for freestyling. And so one day I get off the school bus at school, and he's like, somebody come to me, they like, yo, come on, your cousin said, come on. And we used to line up at the bus stop, at the basketball court, like the whole school. And I go out there and he's battling somebody. But then he throws me an alley-oop, basically like, yo, finish this off. And I'm like, yo, everybody's looking at me. And then that was the first time I really projected myself to freestyle or battling or whatever. And I just went off and chewed them up. And after that, you got a responsibility. Everybody like, yo, let me hear a line. You know, let me hear this. Can you rhyme about that? I bet you can't rhyme about, and then it just grows.
Ooh, that would get annoying to me. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, nope.
It was a distraction, but a healthy one. It was a distraction.
Sure cannot.
He said, I sure cannot.
When was the first time you ever was the Boys and Girls Club the first time you ever went into the studio?
We're gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I recorded.
What was your first ever recording experience like?
Dave, he was patient with us because we didn't know anything about anything. We always went into the studio with our own beats or our own ideas. It never was just grab a YouTube beat. It never was, or we cook something up right then and there. Shout out to Mega Man. Shout out to Mac Motto, a.k.a. Magnificent. Shout out to myself. And shout out to Desi Queen. We were like the Fugees. We was like the early, me and Mega was wrecking stuff in the streets, just to be able to get there. Me and Mac was cooking up the ideas. I'm talking about being on the phone for hours at a time, running up people's phone bill. Like, yo, all right, when I come tomorrow, I'm coming with this beat. I'm listening to the beat through the phone. I'm writing at the kitchen table. Preparation was highly important. Desi, she was nice with the piano and freestyling and vocals. So it was like we all mixed it together and made some dope music. But simultaneously, my family realized that I love music and I had a gift, so they kind of sent me away to like this music camp. And at the music camp, they kind of broke us down into divisions and kind of showed us what the record industry could be like. They gave us an imaginary budget, let us basically buy your artist, bid on different artists, bid on different beats, bid on, a certain amount of money into promotion. So it kind of gave me an industry idea ahead of time. And the first song I ever recorded was a song called Destined. It was basically about me knowing that I was going to be one of the greats. And here I am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When did you really start taking your music seriously, to the next level serious?
When I knew I didn't want to keep being destructive for real. Like I didn't want to, a great part of me is still violent, but only for the right cause. But I don't want to just be out here, volatile, what I mean? So I was like, yo, this is a healthy, constructive way to let people know who I am. Like,
yeah. Therapy. It's really therapy, man. Especially recording something with meaning. You know what I mean? Like a song that's not just about talking shit or whatever. You have a real meaningful song that you write that really taps into some type of emotion that you're having and or situation. Because for me personally, the best music for me that I make is what I'm going through.
Yeah, he makes some dope music too. He does.
Opposed to that, that's what I like to hear is what people are going through because you can really tap into the emotions in that type of music. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's strength. It's strength in being vulnerable or being transparent or being, sensitive to your actual self.
It is, and there's always gonna be people who are just like, nah, you're soft, you're this, you're that. No, I'm just in tune to my emotions. That's it. Mm-hmm. I'm just strong mentally. I understand myself. I'm self-aware, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's a lot of people who make that type of music that is really touching and deep and meaningful. It's because they're in tune with themselves. You know what I mean? So tell me more about your music. All around, before we get specific, all around, what type of music do you feel like you make?
I feel like I make the music for a traveler, for an intuitive mind, for somebody that's like you said, self-aware. I make the music that you can listen to and it make you dig into yourself and try to sort out your feelings or your epic. It's definitely perseverance music. It's not watered down with depression, even though I feel that myself sometimes because I'm human. Supernatural, but I am human. So I try to create music that makes me, like I said, sort out myself and find out what makes me me, what makes me different and isolated from other people. Right?
What do you feel like your main message in your music is to your fans?
You can do anything that you put your mind or apply yourself to in a positive way. I feel like that, it's all creativity. Nobody can tell you how to do it. You just do it to the best of your ability and make sure you're doing it with all positive energy. Make sure it all lines up, in a positive way. From when you making a beat to when you writing it and all of that, all the energy's involved. That's why I like going to his studio or making music with him. When you go to the studio with Monty, he got rules, man. Don't bring none of the bullshit. Leave that at the door.
Fuck that shit.
You know what I mean? Anything that got a problem, anything that's bad energy, any extra people that's involved, you can't.
You come around me I don't like guns that much. Like, it's not that I don't like guns. I don't like a lot of people who hold guns.
Yeah.
Because if you got this shit all just out and you got a big old joint and you just coming in with the shit showing and shit, like, why? Like, I get if you have it on a little holster right there, you know, whatever, you don't even really acknowledge that it's there. I feel a little more safer. You come in, you pull that motherfucker out when you get in the studio, put it on. No, bro, we don't need that.
And then one of his rules is like, yo, he like a club. You bring somebody extra with you, that's money. You gotta cough it up. Like,
Yeah,
for one, because too many energies involved when you making music can make things
It's not
go.
the right energy.
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I'm a
What does
little
your
more.
name stand for?
All your energy.
Tell 'em again, man.
Monty, baby. Because to me, it's like not everybody's needed in a session. You know what I mean? And I'm a little lenient with it. I'm a little more now lenient, and now that I have my own spaces to work in. But it's more or less, I keep it real. Like, if you don't need them there, don't bring them. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. And if it comes too much, yeah, they're gonna have to pay to get in, because now you're just too much. And I'm facing a screen with people behind me, so you gotta understand my perspective. You feel me? So,
Understood.
but yeah, no, enough about me. So tell me more about like tell me about your process. Like, what is your process like? Do you like to be there when the beats are being made? Do you like to just kind of search and like, you know, YouTube guy, or are you more like a
Never that.
you know what I mean?
I mean, I train on.
I know, but
I train on YouTube beats. You know, like if I just want to freestyle, or if I'm just kicking it with people and they pull something up, that's dope. But like, I don't come to me with a YouTube beat. Like, I want it to be completely organic.
Unless we gonna recreate that bitch.
Exactly. I get that. I get
Feel
that too.
me? 'Cause, hey, you could still have a completely original, authentic song that's you, that you can have a similar sound to another beat, but you put your own spin on that shit.
Yeah, you just
and
using
make
it.
yours for real.
You just using it for reference.
Yeah.
I can understand that too, you know what I mean, as a producer and as an artist that, you know, wants to, you know, make ideas your own. So
for sure.
Depending on what producer that I'm working with, depending on what mode I'm particularly in, like I produce too. So normally when I'm producing, I'm by myself, and I just make the beat the best that I can make it. I don't think about it just being for me. When I go build with other producers, sometimes they have a catalog of things that they started, and I just listen. You know, I listen. I don't think, oh yeah, let me rhyme on everything. I listen. I see what the beat has to tell me. I see what it makes me feel. A lot of times, other producers, they may not have a beat finished, and they start it, and then I hear things in it. So I get with other musicians and other producers, and we collaborate. So that's basically what my process is. Some beats are already made, and then somebody's like, yo, I want to hear you on this, or tell me what you think of this. And then some beats are just the startup.
Yeah.
And then we get a chance to elaborate on them. And then some beats I just make, and I'm like, yo, why haven't I made a song to that? And then I go back and
Yeah, I've done that for sure. For sure. Tell me about your relationships, with some of the people who are in your circle, I would say. Like, because I know there's plenty of beats that you've sent me that have different stems that were added as far as like guitar or drums or whatever the case is. Tell me about these relationships with these people. How did you come across these people?
It's crazy, because I think, like, if I wanted to be any other thing other than a music artist or a producer, I feel like life would have still pulled me in the direction of music. Yeah. Like, I feel like life sent me different people, or, you know, it might be a guy that you work alongside with at work, and he's like, yo, you rap? And then, you know, or organic relationships. And like you said, the energy matters, because it doesn't matter how talented you are, it doesn't matter what your gift is, but like if the energies aren't cohesive, we can't do it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a
so
fact.
a lot of these people, and I'm fortunate enough, thank God, that everybody that I make music with, we're family to some degree. You may not agree all the time about everything. Everybody has different ears. They feel different ways about their music, but the goal is common. Yeah. You know, the goal is we all got to be knit on the same idea. Yeah. So I love them all, man. We all family.
Yeah, I know that I met the guitarist that you work with. And
yeah, G and Carlo, man. Bird, man. Crazy.
Dude is dope, bro.
Crazy.
Real dope. Tell me, like, what are some of the struggles that you face in your process of making music? Like, what are some obstacles that you have to overcome?
Well, first of all, you can't get everybody together all the time. We all live crazy lives and got things going on, family, etc., trips, shows, different stuff. We going in different directions. But when the star, moon, and the sun line up, or you can, like, you have a professional and a dedicated rapport with somebody, and you're like, yo, I need this back at this time, or bro, inside of your setup, can you just, you know, do what you do? Send it to me. They know that it's in good hands. We know that we're trying to make the best music possible. So some of the obstacles is getting everybody together.
For real.
Everybody's dedication level is different, and it's almost like a tree. Like, the people that don't really want it as much, they'll shake themselves away. They'll move out of that vibrational circle. Like, you know, so yeah, not everybody makes the cut. Not everybody
Real.
You know what I mean? Got love. I got love for everybody, but like if your dedication ain't on the same level, if you ain't really trying to push, or you just making this for your catalog and your library, or if you just I want to be somebody. This is my alter ego. You tap into every now and then. That's something that I can't really enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's nothing personal. It's
yeah.
all business, baby.
Exactly.
You know, music is a business at the end of the day, and if we just don't align professionally, hey man, we could still be best friends. But
Yeah, don't talk. Don't talk to me about no music after that. After you BS or you mess up too many times, or I see that that's your pattern, then we could talk about everything else in the universe, but don't touch music because I love it. You know what I mean? That's something that I enjoy. That's something that I take very serious. So yeah, let's not do that.
There's a because as an artist myself, we all know that at the beginning of this journey, not even just at the beginning, through the journey, it takes a while to really profit from it, right? And I think a lot of people are so like worried about what am I going to make from this, or what am I going to gain from it. You can gain so much more than money sometimes. Like building strong relationships can lead to further opportunities that can lead to that money, and that's where I feel like that's where you have to shake a lot of those people off, you know. And it's like through time you have to understand the process, understand how it works, and make sure that everybody's also on the same page, because you know marketing has to go into promotion,
royalties,
branding,
all of that.
There's so many different aspects into this business that sometimes people just forget. And you know, and I get it, you know, if people got bills to pay and all that, but you know, the music is music, baby. We gotta let the process work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So tell me about like your performance experience. Do you perform a lot? Do you like to perform?
Yes, I love it. I
Tell
love
me,
it.
like, what was your first performance?
So check this out. Like I said, in that music camp that they had me in, we like with the structure of the music industry, we had different things. We had to perform in front of a panel of judges. It was like we were in the class for like 4 to 6 months, and at the end of it, the song that was produced, you had to perform it in front of a panel. And you know, they judged you, they didn't let you know what was going on, and then we had an awards ceremony. Like it was almost like everything, like the BET Awards. And then you know, they presented us, we had to perform the song there, and then they presented us with an award.
That's dope.
And I won Best Artist, Best Song, and Best Performance.
That's dope.
And that was my first time ever performing. You know, my grandma came, my Uncle Black came, my mom, my dad, and it was dope. It was dope for me, but that was my first time
getting. Moment for real.
What? It's crazy. I can never have all of those dope people together again in this, you know, in this life. That was something I'll never forget. But you know, even way before that though, like before I even wrote a rhyme, before I ever spit in front of anybody or battle people, because you know, I come from the era of battling. You know, when I moved to Norfolk, I ain't have any instrumental CDs, so I had to battle everybody. I said, bring them to me. Anybody that got an instrumental CD, let's do it. And that's what we was battling for, instrumental CDs. I ended up having all the Infinity Stones after a while. And,
instrumental CDs, man, taking it
Sycamore,
back, baby.
Sycamore.
Taking it back,
but
baby.
in the beginning of the Essence, though, when I was with my mom, like, she can sing. Like, I'm talking about Whitney Houston sing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Shatter a Glass. She's crazy with it.
High notes.
Yeah, she's crazy, bro. I remember like her cleaning throughout the house, and you know, and she used to dress me and my sister alike. Like you wear like kind of matching clothes. Not that I never wore no girl clothes. My sister,
I feel what you mean.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We twins, so it's like, she had us performing. You know, when her friends come over, she'd be like, yo, look what they could do. They could dance, they could sing, you know, and that's how I got out of my shyness early. Like way early in the game. I feel like I was performing way before I was performing.
So I gotta just take a quick rewind.
Yeah, we good.
Because so you said your sister's your twin?
Yeah.
Like legit twin?
Yeah.
So you didn't meet your twin until you were about 7?
It's crazy.
Man, did you ever? I'm sorry to bring this back. That just like kind of just woo. I don't know why that just threw me all the way over there. But like, did you ever like feel like?
It was a person, or it was another part of me that existed. Yeah. I used to eat my food, and then my grandma would be like, I didn't finish my sandwich or something, and she'd be like, why you didn't finish? I'm like, I'm wrapping it up for my sister. Like, I always knew and felt like it was somebody else.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I mean?
Because I just know, I know a few twins, you know, and they've all said pretty much that they just have this, you know, this weird, just like, I know my twin's okay. I know my twin's not like this, like this weird telepathy. So I had to ask that.
She the bad one. She the bad one. I'm good.
Are you saying that as a brother, or are you saying that for real, for real?
She got me in trouble from the beginning, man.
I mean, that's what your siblings do, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Girls are a lot of trouble, man. She was a lot of trouble, but I love her, man.
Yeah. Are you still in contact with her? Do you still talk to her?
Yeah, I do.
Does she live here?
Yeah, she's in Virginia. Yeah.
Okay. So that's good. I mean, at least you now have that part of your life. You know what I mean? And that's good. That's good. I'm sorry. That just really.
Extra trouble. I got
You
extra
said
trouble.
that's my twin. I said, wait, hold on, rewind. This is a whole nother.
Like when you were when they were wanting to interview back, and I said I met my mom and my sister at the same time. It was the same time. Like it's about 7 years old.
That's crazy, bro. I'm sorry. That was
My dad. I remember him driving in a long, super long, big car. He was like, "You got your brush? You got your toothbrush? You got your extra socks?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Go knock on that door right there." So I get out of the car and I go knock on the door. Nobody answers. I knock on the door again. Nobody answers. And I turn around and say, "Am I at the right place?" And he's down the road.
Straight took. Oh.
I never seen my parents together in the same setting ever. I never seen any pictures with them like ever being in love. So I feel like we're some of the greatest things that they ever could do together. But yeah, I turn around and the lady's opening the door. She's like, "Yo," she said, "Come on in, take your book bag off, you're home." And I see somebody peeking from around the corner. And then she's like, "Come on out, that's your brother." And so then my sister walks up. You know how in the Van Damme movie where it's him and another version of himself and they looking at each other, they walking around each other. I'm looking at her, I'm like, hold on, she look just like me. Like, this is crazy.
That is crazy. On some like Parent Trap type of deal.
Yo, it was crazy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that is crazy, bro. That is. Oh man,
She
yeah. I'm
thinks she
sorry.
can
I had to take it back for a second, man. That was baffling to me. I don't know why that was so baffling to me to know that very specific thing, but okay, all right. So we'll move on. Yeah, we'll move on to the next thing, man. So let's talk about your album now. What are you working on right now? Your current project.
Okay, this next project I'm gonna release, I'm not gonna say what the name is, but it's basically all original material, more live instrumentation, like you said, with my guy G. Over the last, I'm gonna say 6 months or so, we've done a lot of shows, traveling. You know, I'm grateful for that because I wanted to move. I'm a mover. So, you know, he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna put you in some of the things that I got going on." And I put him in some of the things I got going on because even though he's a dope musician, he hasn't recorded himself a lot. You know what I mean? So we merge and basically, you know, help each other. That's my bro. So the music that's on this next project has, you know, some producers that I've already been working with, but a lot of live, you know, instrumentation,
right.
Just to open a different sound.
Do you have like a set amount of records that are going to be on it?
Right now it's like 12.
Take me through the story of this album.
The first song is a song called the Trap Hop Intro. Basically trap music and hip hop put together, something that gives you adrenaline and but it's still hip hop. Shout out to Lynn Hobbs, you know, very talented musician, engineer, producer that I've been working with for a while. I went to do a show. I went to do Spit and Spar, maybe I think the second one. And Lynn, he comes out of nowhere at the craziest moments. He came out of nowhere. He's like, "What you doing today, bro?" I was like, "Bro, I got a show." He was like, "Bro, I'm with it." You know what I mean? His hands on the piano is almost like two of the hands from Addams Family. Like he's really crazy. And so G, me and him already are doing shows and stuff. I let them meet each other and then they were cohesive. They met each other probably like 20 minutes before we doing Spit and Spar. We're practicing in my homie's living room. And I just watched both of them. I said, "Yo, it would be dope if I could get a beat with them together." That was the first time the seed went in my head. Then we went to go do Spit and Spar, and they were having technical difficulties. And Lynn just started playing one of my songs. He started playing Finding My Way, produced by Mac Motto. He started playing the piano part, and then G started playing the guitar. And I was like, "Yo, they sound so good." So I had a beat that Lynn gave me, and I was like, "Yo, you know what? G, how you feel about playing on top of this?" And so the Trap Hop Intro is basically a conglomeration of them both. It's other songs up there, you know, shout out to Thriller Beats, my homies down in Texas. I lived in Texas. These are people that I really met. Thriller has 2 tracks up there. Me and my homie NyQuil, very talented producer. Me and him got 3 up there. I have an acapella track. I don't have too many of those, but I wanted people to really like, you know, tune into the lyrics. I have one of those up there, and that's kind of like a candid, deep feeling. A song called Sorries is up there. Yeah, man, a lot of chock full of crazy lyrics, harmonics, dope hooks, intricate bridges, and song structure. You know, like I said, a lot of live. You're gonna hear the guitar in there a lot. Shout out to G, and you're gonna hear some crazy beats. And I'm never lacking with the lyrics, so it's gonna be something interesting for people to listen to. As I listen to it and sit back from it like it's not me, I'm like, "Yo, I like this." it's like music is only getting better. It's only getting better. Panacea was dope because it showed you how many directions I can go in. Alpha was more industry ready. Alpha had like a lot of number ones up there. Like when people go back and check Alpha, it had a lot of number ones, like a lot of crazy ones. And I feel like this one is, like I said, more intimate, but open a different part of your ear when you listen to it.
I think it's so dope, and that's where you find the dopest, like, whatever, when you can put multiple people together who really don't even know each other, and they can just easily just catch on to each other. Those are like the best people. I've been in one of those jam sessions, man, and it's just like, what? Like, you just met each other, and you guys are just able to just easily get, man, and that's definitely an amazing feeling. So, like, what really inspired this album?
Like I said, I'm traveling, being able to, see the crowd reaction to live music. Like, that's something totally different. Like, when you go to do an open mic or you go to do a performance, people like beats. They definitely like beats, but when it's an instrument on deck, I don't care if it's a piano, a guitar, a drum set, it channels something different.
Yeah, it creates a whole different dynamic to a performance, for real.
And being on a stage around these instruments, like you feel a different power.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like a rock star, in my opinion.
Exactly. And when you hear this album, it's almost like, yeah, it's like your favorite MC becomes a rock star.
Right. That's really dope. So what would you describe like your best song or like your favorite songs on this album? Like, give me like your top 5.
Do that, man. Don't do that.
Come on, man. We doing it. We doing it. At least give me your top 5. They don't even have to be your best, just the ones you enjoy.
That trap hop intro gonna bust your head open as soon as the CD come on. That's first off. That acapella song "Sorries," I feel like I was able to channel an emotional feeling, but still make it creative. Like, it's about relationship stuff.
Right.
I'm gonna say I like Mystic Arts. That's another one that me and NyQuil put together. And Full Moon. Full Moon was a dope song. It was supposed to be on Alpha, but it didn't fit the mode, and then we were still working on it sonically, so it didn't make the time criteria. Yeah, Full Moon is a crazy one too.
You don't have like a set release date for it at all?
No. The people have to wait a little bit.
People gotta wait a little bit.
They gotta wait a little bit.
So what do you feel like the main message in this whole project is, or like what's the main message you're trying to put out with this project?
I want more people to, I'm definitely a strong advocate of hip hop, but I definitely want people to explore live music. Go see bands. And the people that, have an instrument laying around in their crib, ask them to play something. Mm-hmm. Ask them that piano you got in the corner, play something. Listen to how your mind and your body reacts to live music, as opposed to just hearing beats or just hearing people.
It's a different vibe. It's a real different vibe. Really, it'll hit different, for real. I definitely can feel you on that. So let's talk about the marketing behind it. Like, tell me a little bit about your marketing. What do you do? Marketing, branding, promotion? Like, tell me a little bit about that aspect of your music.
So, definitely gotta have merch, man. Shout out to the Alpha. The Alpha stuff, the Street Army apparel. I have cigar boxes, lighters, grinders, ashtrays, hoodies, Scully, ski masks. Like, people like tangible things that they can actually wear or rep or feel like they part of something. I definitely have that for people. I'm a foot to the pavement type of guy, so I go in bodegas and I go in corner stores and I meet with people. I'm like, yo, I got a poster. You want to put this up? And they like, yeah, I mess with you, you know what I mean? So I go do that. I try to flood the streets when it comes to all of that. And you definitely got to put money behind yourself. Like, you can't expect people to give you their money and you don't put none of your money into it. So
for real.
You can't look at music like a cash cow. You gotta you gotta grow with it.
Yeah. You
gotta feed it. So.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. Tell me about like your video production for this album. Do you have any videos that are gonna be dropping for it?
I definitely have some videos in the making. We're supposed to go back to New York in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna shoot some out there because I want to be in a different environment. I want all my videos to look different, look colorful, and give people that don't get a chance to travel to see what it's like. But yeah, we definitely got some visuals. Every time I do a show, I try to chop up some video for them to see that aspect too. Yeah, so if you go to my YouTube channel, One Manimal 3, you'll see a mixture. You'll see some song slides and videos. You'll see some performance stuff, and you'll see some music videos. But yeah, we definitely got some things in the making.
So how are you with this transition of social media, like with everything becoming more content-based opposed to music video-based? Like, it's become...
You got to be an octopus.
Yeah, it seems like just regular everyday content has become way more important, in my opinion. Just because it's just your everyday kind of behind the scenes of the artist, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How important is just basic everyday content creation to you?
I'm a private person, so I don't really like to do the play-by-play everything. Like, I don't really like to, hey, look, this is what I'm eating today. Right. Or, you know, I don't do all of that, but I do try to become more personable. Like, I give them more dimensions. Like, you'll see me working out, or you'll see me, you know, in a lab, in a studio with somebody, but you definitely you can't ignore that side of the artistry. You can't ignore being social media active. Like, you can't, you know what I mean? That's something that you can't go around, or you're killing yourself short. But I try to do just enough, you know, to stay relevant and be, you know, in the faces of people, but I'm private. If you know me, you know I like to stay to myself, and if you're privy, you'll be a part of some of this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like when it comes to the music, it's like you kind of have to separate your personal life from your music life, you know what I mean? And kind of giving them a glimpse of your personal life is okay, but putting too much of your personal life out there is just too much for people to understand and handle. So it's like you got to have a good balance. I've learned that for sure, especially me personally.
Yep, you're right.
But it's one of those that you kind of got to know separation between the character of who you are as a music, which can authentically be you, but you just got to know like there's a separation there to where your character has its life, and then you have your own life, and what you put out to people just needs to be this character, you know what I mean, and what they're going through, you know, just keep it music, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I've learned that for sure when it comes to the music. So tell me about, like, what is some advice that you would want to give to artists who are out kind of in the same predicament, on the grind, you know, what is some advice you would like to give?
Like I said, invest in yourself for sure, you know what I mean? Watch the energies of the people that you interact with, you know, trust the process, don't look for immediate results, be organic. You know what I mean? It's cool to grab YouTube beats and all of that, you know what I mean? Sometimes, I guess, you know, but try to pay attention to the people around you, because you never know. The person going to the mailbox in your neighborhood, he might make beats in his room. You know, the person at your school that gets pushed up against the lockers and you save them from getting beat up or whatever, y'all might create a real rapport, and then they let you inside of who they are, and you come to find out they love to do the same thing that you do. So pay attention to your surroundings. You never know who does what and what they're into, and how y'all can help and grow with each other. Also, when you performing, you gotta have air, bro. It's like riding a unicycle with a blindfold on while juggling and doing it backwards. It's like doing all of that at once. So like when you performing, give people a great performance. It don't matter how dope the song is, give them a great performance.
Right.
You know, and you gotta have air for that. So take care of your health, man. Take care of your health, man.
And how important to you is it to know that if there's technical difficulties, what do you do in that type of moment when it comes to performances? Because it happens, guys.
Yeah. You gotta. The show must go on.
Yeah.
And people don't know you mess up or you messed up until you let them know that you messed up or you
100%.
fucked up. So it's basically like, you know, keep your constant focus. You know, learn how to improvise. Me, I'm a master of ceremonies. I'm an MC, man, that can rap. You know, some people are just rappers. I'm an MC that can rap, so it doesn't matter what the situation is. You got to take control of it. You got to be able to, you know, conduct yourself on a microphone, even if it's no beat, even if nobody's watching. Don't expect everybody to be, you know.
Having a pissy fit in the middle of everybody ain't the way to go, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Come on,
watching
man.
motherfuckers from DJing events and seeing people just get mad when stuff like that happens. It happens, people.
Exactly.
And I guarantee you that if you keep going, you'll either get a bigger applause for just keep going without, you know, even if the shit fucks up, or they'll let you run it back. I'm telling you that from my own experience.
Yeah.
Like, there's artists who are shit fucked up.
Nothing's happens from you catching a fit out there throwing a tantrum. Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing but you leaving and then gaining nothing.
Never ask back again. They're never gonna ask you to come back.
That's when the professionalism needs to come in. If their shit's fucking up, it's not your fault. Keep going. And then I guarantee you, either again, you're gonna get a bigger applause, or like more people will respect you for keeping it going, or they will let you run it back. Because I've let artists run it back completely when I fucked their shit up. So you know what I mean?
I ain't gonna say he did or he didn't.
No, I did. I fucked your shit up. I know.
Shit.
But I think we ran it back.
It's still love. We ran it back.
That's what I mean. You know, I sure did. Like I mean, but we were having issues that whole night. So
I didn't. Yeah. That whole night was crazy. But
he kept it professional, kept it going, didn't buck on me, didn't shit. And then what did? We reset it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And we got the performance done the way it should have been.
It was dope.
So that's all it is, man. And so what is your like end goal with it, with all of this, with the music, with everything? What's your end goal?
Me, ultimately, like I said, when I sit back from my music and I listen to it, I'm glad that I chose a different path. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I wasn't continuing to be destructive.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would like this is my autobiography, so it's like when my son uncovers it, when people, my great-grandchildren uncover it, they're going to be like, yo, that's what he gave his energy to. And then, like, even if I don't be, like, the world's favorite rapper, Like, at least I can inspire people to know what you can do. Like, that's just like, it's just like fighting Tyson and making him bleed. Like, I want people to know that you can. You know what I mean? So, yeah, ultimately, like, I'm going to be your favorite rapper's rapper at some point. You know what I mean? At some point, and they're going to want to either be like me, do better. I'm gonna inspire. I'm gonna turn up the atmosphere. I'm gonna make it like, just like even if I'm in a music competition or I'm rhyming with somebody in a cypher, they can't come with no bullshit. Or if you on a song with me, you can't come with no bullshit. So I turn up the atmosphere. That's what I do. I'm a thermostat.
What you gotta do, man. It's the best way to go. You know what I mean? And what are any last words that you would like to say to everybody listening? Any advice, anything that you would just like the people to know, or just you just want to tell them?
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody, I don't care whether you lended me your ear to listening to something, whether you came out to a show, whether you couldn't make it to a show and you still supported by buying a ticket, whether you let me use your electricity to make a beat. I appreciate everybody, and I love you all. Y'all all a part of me, and I'm repping and I'm running this race for all of us. You know what I mean? I'm the voice of the people, for real. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, man, for having me here, giving me the opportunity to be more candid and intimate about my music.
Of course, man. That's what it's all about, man. It's letting the people really know you. You know what I mean? Because the music's dope, but you gotta let people know you, man. You know, and a lot of y'all artists need to take that, man. People need to know who you are.
I gotta come on Monty's show. Y'all gotta get it in.
It's not even just that, man. It's just letting people know who you are, bro. You know, like, don't be ashamed of who you are. Don't be afraid to tell people who you really are. Even if you're out in the streets, you want to be the biggest thug gangster in the world, great. That's cool. But there's still a real person behind all. And if people know that, they'll respect you. You know what I mean? And even if they don't, fuck them, they're not really your people. That's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on to the show today, man. This has been a really fun and dope interview. And I'm sorry that it took a couple weeks back, because we were supposed to do this a few weeks ago, man. And I got a DUI and some other shit that couldn't drive. So. But anyway, got my license back. We're good to go now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, yeah, I really appreciate you coming on today. And tell everybody where they can find you.
So tap in. You gotta find me on YouTube, OneManimal3, on all platforms, ARES of Street Army. Aries of Street Army, iTunes, Apple Media, or whatever. And you gotta come and tap into our shows. You know, find me on Facebook, Aries Allen, ARES Allen, or Street Army 1. Yeah, Street Army 1023, TikTok. You know,
great performing. I like the preparation that you do when performing, because you come in with your people, man, and shit like that. It's different than what a lot of other people are doing, you know, coming in with the live instruments, and the way you come in, man, you coming right, pause. You're doing it right, man. And I respect it, bro, and I like it, and I want to keep seeing it too. You know what I mean? And
thank you, bro.
I'm excited to keep working with you in the future, of course, man. And
we got a lot of work.
Hell yeah, man. So just one more time on that project. Oh, you don't have a release date. Never mind. You don't have
man. They gotta wait a little bit. It's mostly done though. We got like 1 or 2 more songs like that we working on sonically. You know what I mean?
We'll be patient.
But yeah. It's
Eyes
coming.
Rolling.
It's coming. Look.
Eyes rolling. We'll be patient.
Hey, look, Monty gonna put it out first. He gonna put it out first because he helping me work on this.
I'm about to be the one leaking all his shit.
Yo, I appreciate it. Yo, I appreciate it.
I'll be like, leaked. You
like, how did that get out,
bro, what the hell
bro?
you doing, bro? Hey, don't worry about it.
He said the people couldn't wait. They couldn't wait no more. You didn't have a date for it.
Say, bro, this is publicity, bro. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yo.
Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. This will be on YouTube in just a few days, man. So, Aries, again, I appreciate you coming through.
Thank you, bro.
This is AVA Interview Series. Until next time, peace.